from burning fossil fuel, degraded land, from inefficient cultivation. Moreover, while Thai agriculture exports are very successful internationally, 1 out of 5 farmers remain the poorest. They earn less than $1 a day and they are in debt. This is a local inspired story which can solve these challenges at the same time. So, well, let's have a look.
สารเคมีปุ๋ยเคมีหลายอย่างมันต้องใช้หมดค่าใช้จ่ายสูงทำให้เกษตรกรเป็นหนี้เป็นสินในทุกวันเนี่ยโลกร้อนมากๆเลยเพราะที่เนี่ยคือจุดไฟกันนี่นะแล้วมันแย่สุดจากที่จะโดนยึดอะไรนี้เรามันได้มองว่าไม่เห็นอะไรเลยไปฟังว่ากระถิ่นจะปลูกแล้วเป็นยังไงถ้าปลูกกันเองปลูกง่ายปลูกกัน4 แม่ลูกอ่ะไอ้ส่วนที่เราแต่งทิ้งเนี่ยเราก็เก็บออกมาไม่ทำมาตัดได้อะไรมันได้หมดเลยไม่ได้หมดเลยเสียทุกส่วนเลยแม้แต่ส่วนรากกระถิ่นที่มันจะทำผลิตปุ๋ยให้เราได้เพราะกระถิ่นมันก็เป็นตัวที่มันเป็นตัวที่ก็คือนี่เราผักได้แล้วไม่ได้จากกระถิ่นเหมือนมีทองอยู่ไร่ถ้าใครปลูกได้นะมันคงชีวิตมันคงแน่นอนขายคาร์บอนเครดิตได้ขึ้นมาเราไม่ได้เพิ่มวิกฤตก็จริงยอมรับเราก็มองโอกาสที่มันจะต้องสู้ทุกอย่างเรื่องมันมีคนก็มองมันอยู่แล้วถ้าเกิดเราเนี่ยเราสู้กันอยู่แล้วพอมาเจอกันอีกเราไม่มีรายได้เลยเราสู้จากทุกเดือนอนาคตจะต้องใน3 ปีมีเดือนละ120,000รับมาปุ๊บก็ได้เลย
Well, this story is too good to be true. But when we interview her, we see sparkling in her eyes, her hope, and her future. So here comes our mission. The mission to make this happen around Thailand. So I3 will provide financial support in rural communities to grow land energy farm, as well as invest in small-scale biomass power plants. And this is our team. Miss Oratit, she is an expert in biomass market. Mr. Anthony, he is specialized in plant operation. Mr. Narapat, he works in have a relationship farmer management. And I myself, I run the operating plant. And let's start with investment flows. I3 will start by acquiring 40% debt and 60% from equity. And then I3 will invest in several projects, which is a closed-loop demand and supply of biomass, which consists of 1 megawatt power plant and energy farm community. Energy farm community can sell high nutritious leaf to animal feed. At the same time, deliver wood for biomass to 1 megawatt power plant and generate electricity. At the same time, farmers can get involved in this power plant by having up to 40% shares from their discounted contract wood supply. And finally, the income will then be paid back to I3 Holding. And why lamb? Why 1 megawatt power plant? Lamb, or Luciana lugocephala, is a fast-growing tree which can grow anywhere, even on degraded land. You only have to plant once, and it can generate wood for biomass every year for the next 25 years. And for 1 megawatt power plant, we use gasification technology, which is a clean technology and is suitable for local communities. So with land, gasification, and our model, we can solve these 3 challenges at the same time. Energy, we provide sustainable and clean energy. Environment, our plant is a green power plant, so it minimizes the carbon emission. At the same time, our energy farm can help restore degraded land. And finally, socio-economic, we increase income of our farmers and improve the well-being of the local communities. So here come our name, I3. And to implement this in Thailand, Thailand has the potential. Thai government have given various incentives on biomass-generated electric energy, which has the lowest production cost compared to other sources of renewable energy. And Thailand also have opportunities in growing land. We have sufficient degraded land, and we also have potential communities. And this is the currently running pilot project based in Lopburi province in Thailand by Npower Company Limited partnering with the local foundations. Npower is the first company in Thailand that introduced lamb as a biomass, running 1.5 megawatt gasification, which can generate sufficient and sustainable income and improve the local well-being. So I3 will launch based on the pilot project success. We got a power with this Npower company, And the next step, we are looking forward to launch our project in these 5 provinces in Thailand which has severe degraded land. And the next part is going to be financial part.
For financing one of our projects, we need $2.67 million. This amount is divided in 40% debt from local banks, 10% from large development funds, 10% from us, the co-founders, and finally 40% from institutions, institutional and investment and impact investment. Out of the total amount, 25%, around $700,000, will go to develop the energy farm, while the rest to start the power plant. Our main revenue comes from selling the electricity to the state grid at a price of 10 cents from a cost of 6 cents. Our financial summary shows that that for one of our projects, we can deliver 30.7% IRR and a net present value of $540,000 for a period of 15 years, which is the power purchasing agreement. That in dividends from the 3rd year. I3 has set 3 different options of payment for the farmer that will grow the energy farm. The first is a classical full payment at delivery date. The second is an installed payment during the length of the growing period, which allows the farmers to have constant income, which many of them generally lack of. And that will help to increase their wealth. And the third and last, but maybe the more interesting from an impact point of view, it's a flexible payment that consists in reducing the amount paid to the farmers and keep the difference as equity of the power plant. The discounted price will allow the farmers to buy stock of the power plant at a par rate. This will bring a deeper involvement of local communities in the power plant and finally ensure their loyalty in supplying raw material, and helps to decrease interest and increase overall IRR. The sensitivity analysis has shown that the most important factors are the price of the power plant and the other on electrical tariff, while the price of the raw material is not so important. The combined variances show that the minimum 5%, 5.8% IRR and a maximum of 23% IRR. I3 has analyzed many risks, and on the energy farm side, we believe the default of the farmer is the most important risk, from which we're going to protect ourselves by setting farmer collaterals, guaranteed prices, and setting a competitive operational model. While on the power plant side, the political risk may be the more critical, which we're going to face partnering with an independent and reliable agency. I3 plans to develop 20 plants of 1 megawatt in 5 provinces in Thailand for the next 5 years. And after that, in a 10-year horizon, we plan to grow all over Thailand with 70 megawatts. After Thailand, an international expansion is foreseen in 4 countries with large amount of degraded land. As you can see, our projects are mainly centered in the northeast, where the larger amount of degraded land is, and the condition of agriculture is more rough. For the international expansion, Cambodia and Myanmar have been selected in Southeast Asia because we believe, in between other reasons, that the conditions are similar to Thailand. Where Nicaragua and El Salvador in Central America, because they have large amounts of degraded land due to their high-intensive agricultural system.
The project is more than energy and money. If I3 meets the expectation, in the next 10 years, Thailand will maximize the impact by creating energy for the 100,000 rural households a year, increasing green area and reducing the carbon emission. By acquiring of biomass, it will create local business and help community people. I3 has a grand vision to see Thailand as a project pioneer. We seek the investment of funding $1 million per project. Please join us. Thank you very much.
Do you in fact have a bank that's willing to lend money to one of these projects at this time?
Yes, we have a bank to invest in our project of 40%. We already talked to the local bank, and they already had the willingness to give us the loan for the energy farm and also the power plant.
Can you talk about who's actually building the power plants, both the ones that are going to be on-grid meeting the needs for the PPA as well as the off-grid power plants?
In our first 10-year project, there are no off-grid power plants. There are only on-grid power plants. So there could be a construction company that we will source. So depending on our prices, that will give us.
Are there construction companies that have actually built
Yeah,
successful
actually-
biomass plants?
Yes, actually there is the power plant running in Lopburi province, which is already built. Just a normal bid.
You already have the purchase power agreements in place, or how onerous will that process be to secure those as you expand?
Yes, if we coordinate with the Empower, they have a good and strong relationship with the political government. So we will do the partnership with the Empower. They will do the very easy to get the power purchasing agreement.
But are there agreements in place already? Or would that be a requirement of building a plant that the agreement is in place? If there's a contract?
Will you have a PPA before you start building the plant?
Yes, of course.
If Empower is the key to being able to negotiate those PPAs, and the PPA is important to going forward the plant, what is in this for Empower? Why are they going to want to partner with you? Can you talk about that?
Empower is not the key. It helps. Empower is. It's not that without Empower we cannot develop our project. There are many biomass and other types of biomass power plants that have the PPA. Empower has already one set in Lopburi province that is running, so they will help us to get the process.
Okay, let me ask that question a different way then. Why do they need you to expand this model? Because they've already done it. So what do you bring that would want these people to partner with?
We are seeking the investment to expand. They don't have. They are related to the foundation, as you can see here, and the money they use to invest is the money from the foundation. So they are not aiming to expand this system more over. So it's our intention to bring this system and the impact of this system all over Thailand and abroad.
As I recall, Empower is affiliated with the temple there in Thailand. So it's not power.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
And can you talk a little bit about the alignment with farmers, because they're going to be getting equity? Is that unique to your model?
Yes, we will have the farmer attraction plan, which will give the free service of the soil preparing, training, harvesting, transporting, seeding, and fertilizing. We will give the free 5,000 seeds per acre and also $18 for soil preparing to do the incentive for the farmers to grow their energy farm.
But about equity, yes, they're generally the farmers are simple supplier, so they're just attracted by the market price. And all the biomass plants, even though they're not related to wood in Thailand, are not giving them especially equity systems or something like that. They're just keeping them as suppliers.
For those of us who aren't really familiar with the Thai utility system, can you just explain, is it a government monopoly? And, sorry, I'm losing my voice. Is there going to be political concerns about having small shareholder farmers be equity owners in power plants that are feeding us the national grid? How have you talked to these
Yes, the government is the key issue to intervene for the farmer equity. But as this project we developed with some government agency, they had the intention to let the farmer holding their stock in the power plants. Like we also do the inside interview with the local communities. They all have the willingness to be holding in the power plants, local community.
Seems like a lot is riding on this pilot project. Can you talk about how long that pilot project has been in operation and what sort of challenges they face that you guys have figured out how to overcome?
You mean already the pilot project which is running?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't face any strong challenge. The main challenge is to convince the farmers to switch from a non-productive, mainly to convince the farmer to use their degraded land to plant trees, or to switch from a very low productive crop, which is actually used because they have nothing else to plant, to a more productive and higher income, which is really the biggest barrier they face is the social barrier of convincing them what to use.
How long did it take to build the plant?
Yeah, the plan is take about one year to build the plant. And also the plantation energy farm, it takes 1 year. So it's a good combination to grow together.
Let me add more for the pilot project 1.5 megawatt power plant. It takes around 1 year, but our actual plan is about 1 megawatt, so that we have just for half year for the building plan.
How do you deal with the risk of drought, and is the lamb, can it be grown in those other countries that you want to expand?
The lamb is when lamb is one variation of a tree that originally it comes from Central America, and in the last century has moved all over the world. And no, it's not a plant, not natural in Thailand, it already exists. So if you worry about putting a new plant, a new crop in Thailand, it is already present. And it grows on a wide rainfall millimeters per year. So the actual rainfall millimeters in Thailand are on the high end of what they need. It can go down more. So the drought is not a big issue. And for other countries, well, Cambodia and Myanmar are similar conditions to Thailand, while Nicaragua and El Salvador, they are in Central America, and the conditions are good. What can be an issue is to say, degraded land, but we are planting this because of degraded land. So it helps to restore this land. It's not an issue. It's good for the farmers and for our project.
I can kind of envision a scenario there where lamb is not necessarily, whether it's 10 years from now, 15 years from now, it isn't necessarily the most profitable crop for these farmers to grow. Could these plants grow something else, or do you have contingency plans on what you would import, or how you would import the lamb?
Because lamb is a fast-growing tree, you can cut it every 8 months. And it can fix nitrogen to the land, so it can restore the land. I think it's the best value growing crop for energy farm.
But if the farmers choose to grow something higher yielding for a 2 or 3 year period, what are you going to burn to make energy? The farmers aren't feeding you the land you need.
First of all, forward contracts will be done. So if they break the contract, there will have consequences. But it's not contract ending the contract, I understand that. Second of all, we are choosing degraded land because mostly it's unused because of the very low yield. And in case it's a degraded land where there is actually a crop, it's crop that give very low income. So they cannot, if not they would be using it for a higher income crop. They cannot grow anything better, anything better right now. Yeah.